I gotta say, I'm sick and tired of this story, but we absolutely have to talk about it because a witness has come forward in the Erica Thomas race hoax scenario, alleged race hoax, where apparently she is the person who told a Cuban to go back where he came from. The narrative has been inverted. Quickly to rehash for those that don't know the context, a Democratic lawmaker from Georgia named Erica Thomas did a live stream where she said at a grocery store a man came up to her and started yelling at her and told her to go back where she came from. She then decided to hold a press conference because the video went viral. She got all this attention. This guy on the right, Eric Sparks, shows up to dispute her claims and say she's lying. It's not true. It's not what happened. And there's security footage to prove it. She then recants and says, I don't want to say he did tell me to go back. Oh, so the story then breaks down. Then she recants again, saying, I never backtracked, and calls for charges against this man. For what? I ask. For what? He didn't do anything. This guy then says he's planning a lawsuit. But now the latest update, so we don't bury the lead. Apparently, according to a witness, she was the one who told the Cuban guy to go back where he came from. Oh, it's like political TMZ, isn't it? We're going to bring you all the hottest gossip here. I hate this story so much. When it first happened, I actually kind of just like stayed away from it for the most part. But I gotta say, it's such ridiculous BS that this is the current state of politics in this country. He said, she said that shouldn't have been news in the first place, but celebrities started propping her up, and that's what they do. When Jussie Smollett came out with his phony story, allegedly phony story, all these celebrities do these PSAs, they take photos, it's so bad. You know, you get Ellen Page saying, no, we can't have this. And I'm like, dude, calm yourself, children. You need facts and data before you start pushing this. Could you imagine if these people had principles and actually came out and admitted they were wrong and then condemned this woman for telling this guy to go back where he came from? Never gonna happen. So let's dig into it. Before we get started, head over to timcast.com/donate if you'd like to support my work. There's a PayPal option, a crypto option, a physical address, but of course you know the drill. If you want to support my work, just share this video on social media because YouTube is deranking independent commentary, especially stuff like this where I'm calling out these people who publish fake news and hoaxes. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if people try to flag these videos and get them taken down because I'm challenging their hoax narrative. So if you do like the video, share it to help spread the word. Let's read what they say. Witness. State Rep Erica Thomas told Eric Sparks to go back where you came from. A witness to a heated grocery store encounter between Rep. Erica Thomas and a man she accused of uttering racist comments told authorities she didn't hear him make those remarks, according to a Cobb County police report. A Publix employee told a Cobb County officer that she witnessed part of the conversation. Let me zoom in real quick. She witnessed part of the conversation and heard Thomas continuously tell Eric Sparks to, quote, go back where you came from, but did not hear Sparks utter those words to Thomas. So there you go. Here's your third-party interjection. It was Erica Thomas who did this. And actually, I think in her recanted statement, the first one, she said, I think she did allude to actually saying this. So what's the recourse? What's going to happen? Is Patricia Arquette and these celebrities now going to publish a retraction saying, how dare Erica Thomas tell a Cuban, he's a grandchild of Cuban immigrants? She told him to go back where he came from. She's the racist here. Is anyone going to come out? No. You know why? We know how the game is played. And this is one of the reasons I just call these people out all day and night. It is a double standard. They will jump up and down for Jussie Smollett all day and night. But where were they when it came out? It was nonsense. Now, some people did come out, and they have my respect. I'm not saying everybody. There's a lot of people on the left who are like, this guy screwed us bad. Like, how dare he? Making the problem worse. Props to those people. But there was like a photo from the set of The Big Bang Theory. Like, where were they? Okay, let's read on. They say in a tearful video, Thomas accused Sparks of using that phrase, which echoes a tweet by Donald Trump that sparked a national uproar. Her account quickly went viral and triggered a wave of support and backlash. Sparks admitted to calling the Democrat an expletive during the run-in, saying he was upset she was at an express. We know all this stuff. Thomas's attorney, Gerald Griggs, said the officer's report shows the case needs additional investigation because the employee and another witness who also said she didn't hear Sparks use the phrase didn't hear the initial argument. Well, hold on. We now have two witnesses, according to a police statement, did not hear Sparks say it. Well, you can't prove a negative, but hey, this is as good as you can get, right? Two witnesses saying, never heard him say it, but one going, I heard her say it. Really then? Really, I wonder what really happened. There's a funny tweet going around where this woman, Erica Thomas, from like 2015 says she was going to some place and was hoping to run into Jussie Smollett because she's a fan. And everyone's laughing like what a coincidence, right? She's a big fan of Jussie Smollett. Smollett pulls something off. She does this. Birds of a feather flock together, right? Cobb authorities, meanwhile, said Tuesday they don't intend to file criminal charges in the case after what the police department said was a thorough investigation into the confrontation. Meanwhile, the debate over Thomas's account has echoed the political divide. Some liberals declared the run-in a heartbreaking side effect of Trump's rhetoric. Yeah, but they don't do any they don't do any research. I've got a video coming up that's going to break down the problem with the left, why I call them out, why I still believe in left-wing policy, but these people are a problem. They're exploiting the system. They're exploiting our goodwill. They manipulate us. They lie. And the people who are buying into it don't read the news. They don't. Okay? Certainly there are people on the left who read the news, but these people echoing this nonsense and propping up people like Thomas do not read the news. They don't follow up, and they don't know the truth. Today at the Mueller hearing, Mueller's Ted Lieu asks, is the only, he says something like, you didn't indict Trump because of the OLC policy, and Mueller says yes. All of a sudden, Democrats are going like screaming like, there it is, there's your proof. And then sure enough, like an hour later, Mueller says, I withdraw that statement. It was incorrect. It was phrased improperly. We didn't make a determination. The reason I bring this up, I don't want to derail, but it's because the left is going to take that soundbite and they're going to run to Kingdom Come with it. And I'm really annoyed at Mueller for constantly doing this, creating two perfect sound bites of nonsense for people. Here's the thing. The conservatives now know the update, and they're going to say it. And so do moderates, people like me. But the left is going to be like, Ted Lieu said it, and they're going to run around, and that's the end of story. And they'll never hear otherwise because they don't read the news. Let's read on. They say conservatives cast her as a version of Jussie Smollett, the Chicago actor accused of concocting a racist attack to advance his career. They say the report offers new details about a dispute that started Friday evening with Thomas. A vice chairwoman of the House Democratic Caucus posted a Facebook video accusing Sparks of berating her for flouting a 10 or fewer items. And look, I can be critical of this guy too. Who cares, man? She had, 5 or 10 items extra in the line? It's not a big deal. Let's move on. Choose your battles, man. But they're only making themselves look worse. The white man comes up to me and says, you lazy son of a bee, you need to go back where you came from. Sir, you don't even know me. I'm not lazy. I'm 9 months pregnant. It's like such an obviously biased statement. Now, Sparks says, it's interesting. Sparks' statement comes off as more reasonable. He comes off like a dick. He confronted her for no reason. He then said, excuse me, not to be rude, but blah, blah, blah. He then says she gets in his face and starts yelling at him. That sounds more reasonable. The way she phrases it is like all of a sudden she was like, oh, I never, oh no, how dare you, sir, you hurt my feelings. Nah, I don't buy it. Someone gets in your face, you push back, people get mad at each other. This doesn't sound legit. Now we have witnesses, however, basically saying she was the one who was racist. The video soon caught the attention of liberal activists who amplified it. Her message that racism and hate is getting out of control. From you! From you! Soon it had tallied millions of views and sparked a media frenzy of competing headlines and hashtags. And why does it keep happening? You know why? Because journalists, who tend to be liberal, don't read the news either. I hate to say it. Look, there are a lot of journalists who do real news. You don't hear from them. They write the very boring and bland stories that most people don't talk about. But the new media, the new digital sphere, the new hires are in their Twitterati woke sphere spinning in circles, reading nonsense and not fact-checking it. And that's how you get Covington. That's how you get wall-to-wall coverage of some 15-year-old kid smiling. Really? That's what we're focused on. And that's why this exploit works and will work again. Because even though we know her story is likely BS, doesn't matter. People are going to keep pushing it. Even though we've got witnesses now, doesn't matter. These people are not going to read the news. They'll never know the truth. They say, later it came under scrutiny. So here's the recanting, I guess. He called her a selfish little whatever. He was quoted as saying, I did say that. That's all I said after and walked out of Publix. Her words stating on Twitter and her video stating I told her she needs to go back where she came from are untrue. Both Thomas and Sparks have called on Publix to release a video of the incident, which has not yet been made public, but the officer who reviewed the tape, which did not include audio, described it in a report. He wrote that Sparks did not appear to be irate during the confrontation and that he quickly retreated from Thomas as she moved his way, pointing her finger at him. Sounds like Eric Sparks, his story was real. When she moved towards Sparks a second time, a public staffer waved for him to leave, and Thomas turned to her daughter and paid for her items, he wrote. The dispute lasted about 45 seconds. The Publix employee, a customer service manager, told police that after Sparks accosted Thomas, he began to leave, but Miss Thomas kept running her mouth as she approached him, Sparks said, responding by repeatedly calling Thomas ignorant. We get to the point. I don't want to rehash the entirety of the old story. In a statement on Tuesday, Sparks said he wasn't surprised that Cobb authorities decided not to file charges, and he blasted media coverage of the incident. Everyone that knows me knows that I'm anti-hate, anti-bigot, and anti-racism, he said. Sadly, too much of the media isn't fact-checking items, or they are just taking the word of a politician when they do a live Facebook or Twitter post. Exactly. So you get it. Eric, you get it. And it's funny because Sparks is an anti-Trump dude. But hey, man, this is what the media does, and we see it. Stick around. I got a couple more segments coming up, and I will see you shortly.